Did you miss me? Okay, look, I did not mean to leave y'all hanging for a week by not posting any content, but I had a full-on production to put on that demanded my undivided attention. But now that that's over and it was a smashing success, I'm back. And apparently, just in time for the rapture. Because the very first thing I saw when I opened my phone was a flood of videos about people preparing for the big disappearing act, claiming that it's happening on the 23rd through the 24th. And I mean, folks are really taking this seriously. Like quitting their jobs seriously. Like giving away their money seriously. Like selling their cars seriously. It's like a cosmic yard sale out here and everything must go. And listen, there is so much I could say about just that alone and the religious psychosis that is obviously at play here. But let's start with the part that nobody seems to acknowledge or refuses to acknowledge. And that is that the rapture isn't even in the Bible. I repeat, it is not biblical. So what does that mean? It means that the whole idea of believers vanishing into the clouds while everyone else is left behind is not something that Jesus or the early church ever taught. The word rapture itself isn't even in the Bible. It comes from a later Latin translation of a Greek word that simply meant to be caught up. And it actually referred to meeting Christ at his reunion, but not sneaking out before things get really rough. The version that people talk about today, so the secret escape plan before a period of chaos, didn't actually appear until the 1800s. A preacher named John Nelson Darby actually built the framework, and about a century later, in the early 1900s, the Schofield Reference Bible put it in the footnotes like it had always been there, making it seem like ancient doctrine when really it was a brand new teaching. Footnotes, y'all. Not Jesus, not Paul. Footnotes. And then, of course, once Hollywood amplified the story, it spread faster than chain email in 1999. And every few years, someone slaps a new date on it, believers panic pack their heavenly go bags, and nothing happens. I mean, we've had rapture dates in 1844, 1914, 1988, 2000, 2011, 2023. The list goes on. Then, of course, come the explanations. Well, God changed the timeline, or our prayers delayed it, or the math was off, but next year is definitely it. Somehow the predictions always expire, but the explanations never run out. I mean, the only thing that actually ever does show up is the awkward Monday morning after the non-event. What really gets me is the craving that these people have to believe that they're part of a special group that's going to get whisked away first. But that mindset isn't harmless because it feeds a sense of spiritual superiority that leaks into everyday life. You see it when people use their faith as proof that they're right, when policies are pushed to control others, or when suffering gets dismissed as punishment for not believing the right way. It's the same energy. We're chosen, you're not. And so my question is always this: if God already gave you a holy book with supposedly everything you needed to know, wouldn't the rapture have been in it? I mean, wouldn't he have mentioned it the first time, or at least during the second rewrite? Why is it okay for some random man, preacher or not, to show up thousands of years later and suddenly declare a brand new escape plan, and everyone just runs with it as if it's the word of God? And the answer is because believing serves a purpose, right? It offers certainty in a world that rarely gives any. It lets people imagine that they're the insiders who get a secret rescue while everyone else is left behind. It promises the reward without the hard work of change. No messy self-examination, no having to wrestle with injustice. You just simply belong to the right side. We know that psychologists have long noted that when life feels unstable, right, due to things like poverty or trauma or loss of control, people are more likely to cling to rigid belief systems that tell them that they're special or chosen. And they do this because it protects mental health by giving meaning and order, even if that order is built on hierarchy. And for some, that's intoxicating. It feeds identity, it relieves fear, and it also hands out a feeling of spiritual superiority that's often disguised as faith. And that's a powerful comfort. And it's also why the story survives even when every prediction fails. So before you hand in your resignation letter or Venmo your savings to a Rapture prep fund, maybe remember this whole thing was literally invented and less than 200 years ago, and it's been wrong every single time. Funny how the biggest escape plan in history showed up right when printing presses and mass marketing could sell it.